One friend told me, "You seem more peaceful these days." Another said, "You don't explain everything anymore." And I like that. Those words made me smile because, finally, people were not reacting to my explanations. They were listening to me, but it didn't happen overnight. It took time. It took small steps, gentle steps. At first, I still wanted to explain. Even when I stayed silent, my heart beat fast. My mind said, maybe they'll think I'm selfish. But I learned something important. Silence is not rude. Silence is not cold. Sometimes silence is peace. Now, when someone asks, "Why did you cancel plans?" I don't give a big story. I just say, "I needed space today." Or I say, "I made a different choice this time." That's it. Simple, kind, and enough. It's not always easy. I still feel the small pull to defend myself, to explain, to make others happy. But I remind myself, not every no needs a reason. Not every choice needs to be understood by others. If someone feels disappointed, it's okay. I don't need to fix their feelings. I can still be kind, but I don't have to carry everything on my shoulders. You know what helped me a lot? I started writing small notes to remind myself of these lessons. I wrote things like, "My peace matters," and "I'm not responsible for everyone's emotions," and "A short answer is enough." I put these notes on my wall, my mirror, and even my phone. Every time I saw them, I felt lighter and stronger, like I didn't have to carry the whole world with me anymore. Another thing that helped me grow stronger was changing the way I spoke. I used to say sorry all the time, even when I didn't do anything wrong. I said things like, "Sorry, I'm late." "Sorry, I didn't reply." "Sorry, I need some time alone." It became my habit. I thought saying sorry made me kind, but actually, it made me feel small, like I was always doing something bad even when I wasn't. So one day, I decided to try something different. Instead of saying sorry, I started saying thank you. It sounds simple, but it made a big difference. For example, instead of saying, "Sorry, I'm late," I said, "Thank you for waiting." Instead of saying, "Sorry, I didn't reply," I said, "Thank you for being patient." When I said those words, I felt stronger. I didn't feel guilty anymore. I felt thankful and calm. It felt different, more positive and more kind, not just to others, but also to myself. Because thank you comes from peace, not from fear. It means I respect you, but I also respect myself. That small change in words slowly changed how I felt inside. At first, I had to think about it every time. My mouth wanted to say sorry because it was my habit for so many years. But I stopped, took a deep breath, and said thank you instead. Little by little, it became natural. Now, when I speak, I feel more peaceful and confident. I don't feel like I'm always apologizing for being who I am. This change may sound small, but it's very powerful. It made me see that I don't need to say sorry for existing, for feeling tired, or for needing rest. I can just be myself, with kindness and peace. Now, when I look back, I can see how far I have come. Before, I thought explaining myself made me polite and caring. But now I understand something deeper. Explaining too much can also be a way of showing fear. Fear of being judged. Fear of not being liked. Fear of losing people's love. But when I stopped explaining everything, something beautiful happened. I started to trust myself more. I started to believe that my feelings were enough. That if I didn't want to go somewhere, that was okay. If I changed my mind, that was okay too. I didn't need to write long messages or talk too much about it. I could simply say no and still be a good person. That is real strength. Quiet strength. It's not loud, not angry, not cold. It's calm and peaceful. It's knowing that you can be kind without always saying yes, and you can love people without always agreeing with them. One of the hardest lessons I learned was this: not everyone will understand your choices, and that's okay. You don't live to be understood all the time. You live to be honest, peaceful, and true to yourself. Some people will like the new you. Some will not. Some will think you've changed too much. Some will call you selfish. But those who truly care will stay. They will respect your silence, your peace, and your truth. I remember one day, a friend said to me, "You're quieter these days." Before, I would have felt bad and started explaining myself. But that day, I just smiled and said, "Yes, I'm learning to enjoy peace." My friend looked at me and said, "I like that." That simple moment made me realize that people respect you more when you respect yourself first. Now, my life feels lighter. I don't try to explain my feelings to everyone. I don't try to make everyone happy. I don't say yes when I want to say no. And I don't write long messages to sound polite. I speak from my heart, clearly and simply. When I need to rest, I rest. When I don't want to go out, I stay home. When I change my mind, I do it with peace. And when I say no, I say it kindly and without guilt. This is how I live now. Not with too many explanations, but with understanding, balance, and truth. If you also feel tired of explaining yourself to everyone, maybe it's time to stop. You don't have to defend every choice you make. You don't have to make everyone understand your reasons. You can be kind, but you don't have to carry the world on your shoulders. You can say, "No, thank you." You can say, "I need some time." You can say, "I don't feel like it today." You can say, "This is not for me." And that's enough. You don't owe long stories to people. You owe honesty to yourself. And if someone truly loves and respects you, they will accept your choices without asking for an explanation. Because real love doesn't need proof. Real respect doesn't need a story. It just is. Remember, silence is not weakness. It's not pride. It's peace. And peace is a beautiful thing to protect. If you want to practice this in your own life, start small. The next time you want to say yes, but you really mean no, try saying no kindly. The next time someone asks why, and you feel pressure to explain, take a deep breath and give a short answer. The first few times will be hard, but soon it will feel natural. And every time you do that, you will feel a little stronger, a little freer, and a little more you. So, my friends, I want you to remember these simple truths. You don't have to explain yourself all the time. You don't have to make everyone understand. You don't have to say sorry for your feelings. You don't have to give reasons for your peace. Your choices are your choices. Your peace is your right. And your life is your story. When you live with this mindset, you feel light. You feel calm. You start to breathe again. You stop living for everyone else and start living for yourself. This is not being selfish. This is being real. You can still care for others, love your friends, help your family, but without losing yourself in the process. Because the truth is, when you take care of your peace, you become a better person for everyone around you. So today, I want you to do one small thing. When someone asks something from you that you don't want to do, don't rush to explain. Take a deep breath, smile, and say, "Not today." And leave it there. You will feel strange at first, but later you will feel proud. Bit by bit, you'll learn what I learned, that you don't need long words to be understood. Sometimes a calm heart says everything. Now, I live with less pressure, less guilt, and more peace. I don't explain every little thing anymore, and I don't feel bad about it. I feel free. So my message for you is simple. Stop explaining yourself for everything. You don't need to. Be polite, be kind, but also be clear. Your peace matters more than people's opinions. And when you live this way, you'll see how strong silence can be, and how beautiful it feels to finally be yourself, without fear, without guilt, and without too many words.